All right, cool. Talk about JoJo localizations.
Yeah, let's talk about something more fun. I think the last two episodes have been
They've been very introspective, I found.
introspective and dour.
Yeah, let's talk about funny androgynous strongmen punching each other.
Yeah, so as everyone here who is a fan of JoJo's, which I assume pretty much everyone who's watching this channel is, you all know JoJo's stands are often named after songs and bands and albums, things that are in the West copyrighted, and you kind of can't use those names. So Viz Media has localized
Graced
names,
us. Graced us with a localization.
Yes. So, there are plenty of amazing ones. I believe someone requested this. I am going to put their comment up on screen because they are one of our very loyal viewers. Although I'm forgetting who it is at the very second, but we're going to put them up. And I believe what they actually requested was best of every part. So I think we can start there and just go off wherever we want. So part three.
I mean, part 3 I feel has the best localized names because they're all the same names. Can't go wrong.
I mean, of the stands, yes, but the characters.
Yeah.
The characters are the ones that got named after
Bands.
musicians and bands and such. And I think my absolute favorite is actually not from the anime. It's from the video game, specifically All Star Battle. So Polnareff, he's named after Michael Polnareff, the singer, who's a great singer. I'm actually a big fan. But that's a real person. Can't call him that in the video game. What are you, crazy? So they changed his name to Jean-Pierre Eiffel.
I mean, it fits with his hair. You gotta admit.
I guess, but like, why? Of all the things. And what I think I love more about it is that when the actual dub of the of part 3 came out, they didn't use that. They just called him Polnareff.
Yeah, they just called him Jean-Pierre.
I love that.
For me, I mean, this might be an unpopular situation. I kind of enjoy Centerfold. I know his name's supposed to be Jay Guile, but I just kind of... I mean, he's a guy with two right hands or whatever. Like, he's intentionally... I know he's a major antagonist, but he's intentionally kind of a little goofy in his design and in his actions. Like, he buries himself. And I don't know if he was supposed to be a sort of a zombie that Araki changed his mind on. But, yeah, no, I just love that there's that Enya, this, like, hag, this, like, woman who's, like, totally evil, just decided to name her beloved child Centerfold.
Even his original name, Jay Guile, that's like, what does that have to do with her name? How does that correlate? I don't know. It's weird. Actually, I just wanted I wanted to make a special shout out because speaking of Enya, her name actually got changed, and for the longest time I did not notice.
Yeah, it was Enyaba, right?
Yeah, because so the localized name for Enya is Enyaba, and the reason I didn't notice this is because normally when you hear the Japanese, you can hear what they're actually saying, and you can see the difference in the subtitle. So like, when they say centerfold, when they say Jay Guile, then the subtitle says centerfold. You can clearly hear the difference. It sounds nothing like. But in Japanese, you have suffixes for characters, like kun, san, chi, all those. One of the suffix for talking to an old person is ba. So you hear Enya ba. But it's Enya. It's old lady Enya. Would be a direct translation. And then, so when they said it in the dub, it's just Enyaba. I was like, oh, they didn't change her name because I didn't pick that up, and that took me a very long time to figure out.
Fascinating.
Yes. Moving on to part 4 then, because that's where there's some good changes.
Yeah, the favorite one there has to be Crazy Diamond, just because they actually managed to get like a lyric, like the lyric of the song in. It's "Shine on You Crazy Diamond," so it's "Shining Diamond." So honestly, that one kind of gets some respect points for me.
Um, yeah, I get that. I'm like, I'm trying to think of like any of the ones in part 4 that I like actually like, because most of the changes I just feel were like unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because a lot of like echoes, like you can't copyright the word echoes. That's just the plural of echo. Like that's ridiculous that they changed
Nah,
that.
you gotta call it reverb.
Reverb. Um, I won't lie. I kind of had an attachment to Deadly Queen. Like
I know
I kind
that.
of like that.
You have
That's
to imagine. You have to imagine they at least try a bit harder with the main protag and antags thing because you're going to be hearing it
gonna
said
hear
so
it so
often
many times. So
that it'd probably be a little, I guess, take you out of it if they were
yeah,
saying something really silly. You know?
yeah. I mean, like in part 5.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Zipperman, Little
Zipperman.
Bomber. There are still people defending Little Bomber
No,
in those videos, and I can't. To all of you, why? Why are you defending
doesn't
Little Bomber?
doesn't deserve it.
No.
Uh, so then, what is your favorite from part 5?
From part 5? Ooh. I'm. I won't lie. I have. I do have two, and they do, and they're like really connected. I've always had a thing for Notorious Chase
Mm-hmm.
because it just gets to the point. It's not Notorious Big. It's Notorious Chase. It chase you. It's like when they changed Smoker to Chaser. Like, yeah, this is what he does.
Yeah,
It just makes sense. You couldn't smoke in the 4Kids dub, so he chased Chaser.
it makes sense when you think
Notorious
about it.
Chase.
Just
I get it. And then, just because it makes me giggle, I like Spicy Lady. Because Spice
sure,
Girl
yeah.
was just like, oh yeah, that's a name. That makes sense. Spicy Lady has implications that are just not okay for the age of these characters. And it's funny to me.
Look, there's at least 2 or 3 times Trish is sexualized in this show. Okay, so it makes weird mealy amounts of sense.
I mean, one of them was when she got body swapped,
Yeah,
so
one of them was when she was body swapped, and the other time was when, like, literally the first time they got her in a car when she was dressed in her normal outfit.
yeah.
Uh,
Her
I
normal
personally,
outfit of a bra that goes around her body.
yeah, I personally am a big fan of Moody Jazz.
Moody
I
Jazz.
can't help it. I think it's because they let Abakio like have like a catchphrase kind of when he
Yeah.
first released it. Moody Jazz, let's rock out, or like that's something. Let's jam out or something. I love that. So
It's
yeah,
pretty good.
it might not be objectively the best. I'm partial to it. So
I it's Moody Jazz. Like it's just how it is. I mean, of all the like protagonist stands, like that one was at least the best. I mean, Golden Wind is just so like it's dull. I don't know. It just
yeah,
doesn't do anything for me. And then most of the other ones just anger me. Oh, Purple Smoke just like does nothing as well.
yeah.
It's like there.
Emperor Chrism,
Oh,
Emperor
Emperor Crimson's
Crimson
pretty decent.
is all right, especially since emperors are technically above kings when you think on them. So
Sometimes.
yeah, like traditionally the idea of an emperor is higher than a king, so I kind of I like how they did that, but
I can dig Emperor Crimson.
yeah, but no.
Yeah.
Most of the other ones are
Appreciate Crush.
crushed.
Poor Clash. He got stuck with Crush. Crush! Crush them! It
See
just makes me think
boy.
of Finding Nemo.
Yeah. Do we even want to try with 6, 7, and 8 considering I don't have
Well,
favorites?
we
Because I
really there's like nothing we can do for 8 because I think only like 2 stands have actually gotten released in an English way. Like only 2 of them are like known here. I mean,
comparable.
all the manga is like technically fan translated.
Wow.
So like they're using the correct names. So we'll see what all those come by when down the road. But like there's a couple There's a couple of highlights from part 6 and 7 that I'd like to highlight. Starting with part 6. I mean, Flaccid Pancake. I mean, you can't go wrong with Flaccid Pancake.
I can't wait to hear someone shout that.
I mean, you're going to be disappointed. I think he only does it once.
I don't care. That one time will be a highlight.
I don't remember how much I don't know if he even like yells. I think it's just like, it's just one of those stands that just gets described because it really doesn't have a form. It's a stand that just has a power, and it's like it makes invisible zombies.
All right.
The user is dead. Like, oops, he's an invisible zombie. Whoopsie daisy. His name was Sports Max. I do love Kiss's localization, which is just smack.
Okay, that's clever. That's funny. That's good.
It's clever and it's just amusing. Just smack. Bah!
Especially since you described Kiss's power as literally just like post-it notes that you hit someone with.
That's what it does.
Yeah, that's even good.
I mean, again, the thing with part 6 through 8, more so with part 8, as I said, but it does apply to part 6 and 7. A lot of the stands haven't had any kind of English localization because, again, they haven't gotten official translations by Viz.
That being said,
except for what got put in the video games.
That being said, Filthy Axe at a reasonable price.
Yes. I mean, just the king. If you're going to rank all of them, the king of all would be Filthy Axe at a reasonable price, indeed. Which is brilliant. But I still don't know how if they do that for the anime. When Steel Ball Run comes down in like 2030, when they do it for the anime and when it gets dubbed, what are they going to do for the most part? Because most of the time he just calls it D4C.
It's FARP. FARP.
Are they really just going to call it FARP?
Yes, I hope they do.
In the games, they just call it D4C, even though it's Filthy Axe at a reasonable price in the games.
Yeah.
But the games don't have an English dub. So
yeah, so we got to hold out hope that'll do that.
Filthy Axe at a reasonable price.
I love it. I love it so much.
There's a couple of stands that I like want to know what like their translation, like Highway to Hell. Like I want to know what they change like that.
I want to know what they translate Bohemian Rhapsody to.
That is another one that's like there's no way they can let that slide.
Yeah.
But like what do they change that to?
Well, we will see.
I mean, hopefully, because if Part 6 gets animated in anytime soon, I mean, there's that big announcement from David Productions about JoJo that's supposed to come out this year.
Yay!
Will it announce anything important other than the Rohan OVAs? Probably not. But at least we know they're thinking about it.
Yeah. Okay, well, now we can talk about underwhelming stands.
Yes, that is a topic that has been on my mind. What stands out there are just underwhelming?
Okay, you already know my answer for the part 3. Okay, I don't even have to reiterate, do I?
I mean, if you'd please.
Thoth, however it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Thoth. Like, it tells the future, not the complete future. And sometimes it's wrong, because sometimes you can fuck it up. I don't care that people are like, oh no, technically Jotaro did get blown in half because in part 6. I don't care. Mundada was trying to ask how to beat him right now, not 30 years from now. And they tried setting in motion a plan to kill him right now, not 30 years from now. So, yeah, Underwhelming Stand is a book that tells you sometimes the future, so long as you do it, so long as you put certain actions in motion, and even then, it could be off.
You know, that reminded me that those two actually had their names changed as well.
Yeah.
The Oingo Boingo brothers.
Oingo Boingo Brother.
Oingo Boingo Brother.
Did you think anyone was underwhelming in part 3?
In part 3, I think the Fool was pretty underwhelming.
He was.
I blame
I
the build up for him.
He's a big reason why I dislike Iggy so much.
Yeah. They really built up the fool, like, you can't beat him. There's no way. And then he just doesn't do anything with it.
And then he just turns out to be just a normal sort of punch ghost.
But with sand!
But with sand. So great. So if we put him somewhere literally outside of Africa, he's going to have problems.
Oops.
If we took him to Morio, how is he going to help?
Yeah, there's no sand in Morio.
Speaking of Morio, I think Cinderella, for me, in like part 4, I feel like Cinderella's kind of the underwhelming queen. Just because her one thing is she changes your face, and that's kind of it. She can't really fight. Her user specifically dies after having her power basically blackmailed out of her or forced out of her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty fair. I mean, people might be mad at me for saying this, but I think Heaven's Door is underwhelming. I think Heaven's Door doesn't bring a whole lot to the table, and it should have offered more. I mean, I get it. Like, its uses are like could be crazy. You could do so many things, and yet, but like he doesn't. But like he doesn't do the things.
Mm. The Lock also would probably be pretty underwhelming.
Yeah, the Lock kind of got. Oh, sorry. No. I changed what I said. Surface. Fucking Surface does nothing. And that character comes back for at least one more episode. Like, Surface could have been used more. And he's just...
Yeah, he's just like so more or less like a dummy that kind of he gets bored with. His own user gets bored with him.
It's true. Yeah, I'm gonna say Surface was extremely underwhelming for what it is. Like, it could have been so cool.
Also, another thing to throw out there: Boy to Man, probably.
Boy to Man, yeah.
Especially since you can just say no, like
you can just refuse it.
Yeah, like he says, "Hey, I want to like rock paper scissors you game of rock paper scissors." No. Damn it.
What do I do now?
No.
Shit.
Kick the kid in the face. Boom.
Punt that fucking kid. Just be gone, dumbass. Like,
yeah.
It's over.
Boy to Man is like one of the ultimates in terms of situational stands. In which
so situational.
Literally, if Rohan just was less of a douche and like didn't accept a challenge and walked away from a challenge, it'd be fine. There'd be nothing.
But no, they needed some reason to keep the invisible baby in the plot.
Yes, indeed.
That's a great stand, by the way. Perfect stand. It makes a baby invisible. What more can you ask?
Ahiago baby, yes.
Nice. Part 5. I'ma say it. I don't mean to be mean, but I'ma say it. Sex Pistols.
Why you gotta do that to my favorite
I did it.
stand?
Well, because it's... What does it do? It kicks bullets. Great. Awesome. Good job. You have Emperor Requiem.
You know, a part of me wants to say Beach Boy just to make you upset.
It wouldn't make me upset. It's a fishing rod. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, but it's part of your favorite fight in part 5.
Well, I mean, that opinion has changed with watching it a couple of times, and now Sekko is my favorite.
Okay, well...
If you want to say Oasis, then...
Realistically, though, I wasn't actually coming to the table thinking Beach Boy was a underwhelming stand. Though, realistically... this has been kind of a weird one because... I know that this is probably... This might make me antithema, whatever you might call it. I kind of feel like Notorious Big is underwhelming. Just because, for the sole reason that you have to die for it to activate. The user has to die. You understand, Notorious Big functionally could not have existed until he was fighting Bucciolati's group, because there's no way that his user could die and for it to fight people. But then it like there's at least with cheap tricks, like you're sacrificing your life for a success. Notorious Big, you can die and your sacrifice was for nothing because literally it could just get distracted by a different moving object.
It's
Like
true. It's easily distracted.
Notorious Big has, I know that Notorious Big is some of people's favorite stands. It literally has not continued or has given up on its main purpose, chasing down Giorno and the gang, because it fell into the ocean and boats were attracting it more than Team Butarati.
That actually reminds me. We skipped over kind of the obvious one. Spice Girl.
Spice Girl, yeah.
What
does she even do?
The potential. The potential of making things elastic. So many uses. I could think of so many fucking uses. But none of them happen. She turns one bullet into elastic, and that is all she contributes to the final battle.
Yes.
That because and her corpse.
Because once again, Trish is not a character. She's a MacGuffin.
Fucking waste of time. God damn it, Trish. Why can't you just get the fucking turtle? Turtle best stand.
Coco Loco.
Best stand turtle.
Coco Jumbo, Mr. President.
Coco Yumbo, Mr. President. I find it interesting that so the turtle's name is Coco Jumbo, mm-hmm. and the stand is Mr. President, and it's a weird train of thought. Mr. President is a group that made a song called Coco Jumbo, and the turtle's name is Coco Jumbo, and his stand is Mr. President.
Maybe this is like an Anubis. Maybe this is like an Anubis thing where technically the stand came first. Like that would make it would make sense since Polnareff ends up like possessing Mr. President. If like he just
assume he became the turtle.
Yeah, no, he becomes a turtle. He gets possessed by this stand that created the turtle. Maybe
he just pushes the turtle's soul out, like what happened in Soul, where he pushes the cat's soul out. Yeah, and the cat dies and then comes back to life later in the movie. I forgot. I never talked about Soul. I meant to talk about it.
You don't like that?
I don't care for the movie. It in my opinion, it didn't work. I thought it was tedious, and I thought most of the characters were annoying. But
I can't really. Once again, I can't really comment on what stands are really underwhelming in Stone Ocean, Steel Ball Run, or JoJo Lion, because I don't know most of them.
See, I do, and I'm trying to think. Oh, Lonesome Me.
Oh, Lonesome Me.
Oh, Lonesome Me. That is, man, that was underwhelming.
I have no context for what you're saying here.
So, we discussed it a little bit on the stream, because we were just talking about characters that, I think we're just talking about characters that died too soon. Uh-huh. And Mountain Tim is a character that just died too soon. So Mountain Tim is like, he's the favorite to win the Steel Ball Run race, right? And he's this like cowboy, mountain man. He looks cool. And his stand is literally, he can separate his body into rope pieces.
Okay, so it's stone free, basically.
It's like stone free, but with rope and no punch ghost.
Okay.
And he like barely uses it, and then he dies.
Yeah,
so I think the character's underwhelming.
That's kind of underwhelming.
Yeah. I'd say Boku no Rhythm is. No, it's actually no. I take it back what I just said. No, Boku Rhythm is cool. That was a cool fight. It's kind of like Killer Queen, but with timer bombs and exploding bees, and that's cool.
Wow, that sounds Fascinating.
In a silent way, that was underwhelming. Because that is basically just Echoes, but lamer.
Mm.
Like, that's all he was.
Okay.
And he could have been so much cooler. Especially since Sandman is really cool. Who the fuck else? No, 27.
We can put it out to the commenters. What do they think?
Commenters, what do you think? What stand do you think is underwhelming? Just like they were just kind of there, and you expected more. Love Deluxe. I think really I expected more from. I always expected her to become a main character.
Oh, so we're finally getting on my train of thinking that Yukiko should have been a member of the Joestar group.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yes.
I have never disagreed with you on this.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I am going to go on the wiki and I'm going to graffiti it until it becomes reality.
Make it so. I mean, I can't say that Born This Way is, because Born This Way is back, baby. And by this time by the time this comes out, we'll probably have seen what happens with that.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy that because you've been obsessing over it for.
Dude, I can't
even remember how long.
Actually, so pumped for the next chapter. Fucking Kyo marches in, Born This Way comes in through the open door, and it actually does damage to Wonder Review. The first time damage has been taken by Wonder Review, and it's by Born This Way. Yes!
Amazing.
Also, Josuke can spin, so, like, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, he finally has the spin ability.
Yeah, the spin has finally come back. It turns out Josuke could spin the whole time. Which is like...
Yay! Hamon has made its return.
It's not Hamon, it's spin. It's totally different. Patent pending.
Same difference.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm actually genuinely excited for the next chapter, and I hope it comes out soon. I haven't been this excited in a long time. I'll say Wonder Review is definitely not underwhelming because it is just fucking insane. I would call Wonder Review overwhelming because it requires a textbook to understand it.
I've actually been trying to keep tabs on a lot of the like main antagonists in JoJo. I can't keep up with Wonder Review's page.
It's too much, man. And now it's like it appears wherever the calamity is. So like now it can appear in two places at once. And apparently its legs are fake, and it's like, what the fuck? Just give it legs! Like, come on!
Incredible.
I'm interested where this is going. And I mean, I guess Toru must be the main antagonist, because goddamn, this fight is going on forever. But fuck, does it just kind of feel like it came out of nowhere?
This will be fascinating to see if the main antagonist gets beaten and JoJo Lion, thing that apparently potentially would have gone on until Araki retired, just ends. And we move on to part 9.
the actual ending. Who the fuck knows at this point? Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I really got at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, so that's your lot for this week. If you have any more suggestions for JoJo topics, please put them in the comments, because when this comes out, we'll be talking about recording the next session, because this will be in like a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
So do leave suggestions for more topics that we should cover, whether they be JoJo's or not, because clearly we had a lot of passion to talk about Warner Brothers and Disney, and we
certainly did. We spelled that for like an hour.
That was fun. So yeah, I don't have a way to end this as nicely as we did the last one. Peace.
Bye.
I flipped you off in England.